Hi, welcome back to the channel. This is a video response to Prepping with Sarge's scenario for Halloween, so it's a bit late, I do apologise. For a zombie attack, a zombie outbreak, what would you do? And this is, for me, was interesting because it sort of got me thinking outside the box. All of my prepping is for staying put or for bugging in, not bugging out, because I live a little remotely now, hopefully to be more remotely shortly. But at the moment, it's for bugging in or staying put. So bugging out, which was the only choice for the scenario, was really interesting. So I'm probably going to jump backwards and forwards on this because I've just made some notes when I was sort of thinking a bit outside the box. So first of all, where am I going to go in the UK? UK is about, depending on routes and everything else, let's say between 800 and 1,000 miles from north to south. Where am I going to go? And within that, there's roughly 76,000, that would be nice, 76 million people in the population, with some really big population centres that I don't want to go near. So location, where will I want to go if I'm bugging out? Um, down south, so down south I've got London, I've got Birmingham in the Midlands, some other places, Bristol, um, big centres of population. So if I was going to go down south and I was going to go to Cornwall or Devon, which are less populated, I've still got to go through some large population areas. And for me, my choices would be in the UK, the Lake District, which is mountainous, rugged region, or the Highlands of Scotland. Um, the Lake District now, though, in the summertime, is absolutely rammed with vehicles and tourists. So if this happened in the summertime, definitely not. That's not my option. The wintertime definitely is an option because there's hardly anybody there apart from locals, so no tourists. The Highlands, again, it's high tourism, but not as much as the Lake District, and it's a lot more spread out. It's obviously you've got the Highlands of Scotland is a lot bigger than the county of Cumbria and the Lake District in particular there. Routes, the next thing I've got to think about is routes. How am I going to get to those locations? If I was going to the Lake District, I've got one access route. Um, from where I am, I've got one access route over there, and it gets rammed. We go to the lakes a lot, and in the summertime it gets absolutely jam packed. You can be in a traffic jam for up to an hour, 2 hours, just trying to get to a place. Um, the Highlands, there's two main arteries, one on the east coast, one on the west coast. Both have got their own problems. The east coast is notorious for high speed crashes. It's got a high rate of vehicle collisions, as they say these days. Um, the other side, the west side, would be longer for me because it wouldn't be where I'd want to go if I went to the Highlands. And again, with that route selection, my vehicle, so my 4x4, always half full on fuel. What this has shown me though is that even though I've got lots of jerry cans, small jerry cans for my farm implements, I don't have any jerry cans for diesel. So that's one thing I would have to prep for bugging out. The second thing, I'll come on to that a bit later because it's on to do with weapons. So having a half full tank of petrol, how quickly can I refuel for bugging out if I had to? If I just woke up in the morning, as it said on, as Sarge was saying, and it's happened, would I be able to, would I be able to go to the petrol station with all the, if it was early in the morning, midday, afternoon, all these people around? Probably not. So I've got to figure out two things: how far I can get in my car, and I'm not going to get to the Highlands in my vehicle, definitely not. With the two roads and only maybe half a tank of petrol, so I've got to prep for getting as far as I can in my vehicle, and then as far as I can on the rest of the way on foot. So prepping my vehicle, definitely all the food and camping stuff that we have already, sleeping bags, water. So our 1,000 litre water bowsers are always full. We've got, it's funnily enough, we've got 20 litre jerry cans of water for water, no jerry cans for diesel. How stupid is that? Anyway, so we've got the jerry cans for water, the food also. Um, while we're in the vehicle, dry food, so we've got the water, but again, meals ready to eat, Bergens and Bell kit. So prepping the vehicles. So med kit, trauma kit in the vehicles, vehicle kit, not on our person. Um, Toiletries, again, as we saw through COVID, um, toilet paper, toiletries, wipes. We're not looking at people specifically at the moment. We're looking at zombies. So sense of smell, probably not. When we're looking at zombies, the noise affected, aren't they? They're affected by noise. They're attracted by noise, not by smells. Um, Sight. Anybody got any info on sight? I wouldn't know. It's normally noise that they're attracted to that we see on films. So I'd be looking at my deodorants and things like that, my sanitization as normal. So toiletries, toilet paper, um, sleeping bags, all the kit that we've got, shovels. So uh, I'm coming on to weapons in slightly in a bit, but shovels from the farm. So not folding shovels in the vehicle. That's on our backpacks, but normal shovels, normal spades, shall we say? Uh, Refueling, we've already come across that, but like I said, I'm not going to get. And if people think they're going to be able to stop and refuel, especially if we're looking at um, a little while down the road, the power going off, or the power might have gone off straight away. Are the pumps going to work? And with the power as well, I'm remote anyway, so I don't have a very good signal to start with for my phones. So yes, we've got comms with our phones. So, but again, we've got noise. So do we need earbuds? Probably to cut down on the noise on the phones. I'm used to having mine on loudspeaker for myself, not in public, but where I'm, just on my own. I don't use earbuds. But when we're looking at people like the GPS facilities, don't they? So they've got the maps on the phone. What if there's no signal? What if there's no way to charge your phone up? There's no way to charge your power monkeys up or your power batteries up. Um, Map reading is a big one. So having route maps, having OS maps, again, looking at how much notification do I need before I need to go and buy location maps? Where can I buy maps for north of Scotland, in the Highlands, in my local area? I'm probably going to have to order them from Amazon. So how much notification do I need before this starts? Where can I pick up on those little idiosyncrasies that tell me something's going on and I'm going to have to bug out? Um, so again, lots of people don't do map reading these days. They don't do how to use a compass. So I can guarantee you, if this is other people, lots of people are going to get lost. They're not going to know about their surroundings. Just for your info, follow the guy called the Natural Navigator. It's all about navigating naturally without maps and compasses. Really, really interesting guy, and he puts out loads of information there. Weapons in the UK. So this is another thing, and I do keep reminding myself about this. I've got to really reapply for my shotgun license and my rifle license. So at the moment, what would I take? Farm implements. We double up because we do the work. My wife and I do the work together on the farm. So yeah, pitchforks, machetes, hand axes, both single hand and double hand axes, saws, all the tools we use there that we could carry as weapons as well. Um, until I stumbled across shotguns and rifles and whatever else. Um, with that, when we're looking at kit, so like I said at the start, I'm not going to get to where I want to go on my car, within my car, definitely. I'm not going to get 100%. I'm not planning for that. So what am I going to have in my own kit? So we have, when I'm planning it personally, but we both have it. My work, like I said, means that I'm either at home or I'm away. So I'm either planning to stay or bug in. So I've got belt kit, which is used for, and I'll do a video on this. So I've got belt kit, which is used for being about a day or two away. So that's my belt kit. Anything up to 3 days, I can probably get away with that on my belt kit. But I generally prep it for 1, 2 at the maximum. Anything over that, I have my day sack, which has got everything on my belt, but I can also put that belt kit within that day sack as well. So my day sack, and I'll do videos on this. So I've got 2 day sacks. One for when I'm in an urban area, so it's not military looking or anything like that. It's just a black day sack. And my day sacks for my urban one, when working in close protection, is a crossbody single harness, so it leaves my hands free. My rural one is just a double strapped normal day sack, which I would have used in the military as well. So that's 3 days and over. So with yourself, plan on how far can you get on one day. How far, when we're looking at the map reading, the route planning, the map reading, compass reading, pace management as well. How we're counting our paces so we know what distance we're traveling. How long are we going to get to where we need to be? Have we got enough food? Have we got enough water? Are we going to forage on the way? Are we going to go and steal stuff on the way, for want of a better word, because everybody's dead or doing the same things we are. So lots of things really interesting. There's lots of things that we prep for. I wouldn't be taking my respirators, a CBR and E kit, anything like that. Med, yeah, I could probably maybe do a few different things differently for the medical side of things. But again, it's going to be self-sufficiency. We're not going to be able to ring 999 or whatever it is in your country where you're watching this from for emergency services. So, that is definitely going to be one of my biggest worries, having an accident, family having an accident, how we're going to cope with that. Really interesting when I was looking at this from a perspective where I've not usually done that before. So yeah, really good. Give me a couple of things to think about. I hope this has given you a few things to think about, especially with the navigation, the planning, the routes, locations, what you're going to do, comms. Like we said, comms, your radio, your things are going to go down. One thing we use on the farm is radios. I'm not too close. We don't have much of a signal here at the best of times. So if the masts are going down, we've got radios. So radios with earpieces as well. Like we said, if zombies are attracted to noise, I don't want my radio blasting out if we are separated, the family's separated, and we have to contact by radios. So we've got radios, but we've got earpieces as well with spare batteries and everything else. Battery chargers, but again, how we're going to charge our batteries up, how we're going to, if they're rechargeable or we've got to replace them. Again, how effective is that going to be as time goes on? But it's something to think about. Really interesting. I hope this might have helped or give you something else to think about. Please leave a comment below. My name's Rock Higgins. This is Viper Tactical Training. Stay dangerous.